And we're back. We did a little bit of a break, and we're back with EuroLeague basketball, which is starting in less than a week, or about a week, more than a week actually, from today. Not
It
ready?
should be more. I need a break. We all need a break to prepare for the season. Really.
But no breaks, and right away we want to start with this most exciting and least exciting tier list of the teams. We have all 20 EuroLeague teams. We'll look at their excitement level and try to put them from must-watch to absolutely boring.
From a completely neutral standpoint, we're not fans of any of those teams, but let's say we have a regular Friday night and you have a choice to go to party, to go somewhere, or to watch this team playing. And the criteria can be super personal, individual.
Yeah.
Like just play style, individual talent, just some vibes around the floor, and etc. It can be super personal. So once again, it's not a power ranking, not a prediction.
We'll do that later.
Nothing. We'll do that later in the following days. But now it's all about the fun. Fun to watch tier list of the EuroLeague for the 25-26 season. And we start from Paris basketball, one of the funniest to watch teams from the last season.
Funniest or fun? Fun, the most fun. Probably not the funniest. Funniest would be if they were playing like Harlem Globetrotters, maybe, which they don't do. What they do play is what they used to play, at least last season, was a very transition-heavy basketball, very beautiful basketball to watch.
Yesterday is yesterday.
But that's the thing. Yesterday is yesterday.
And tomorrow.
We have a different coach. We have lost the main engine. So that's why I'm right away gonna give at least what I'm suggesting here is a neutral ranking, because we don't really know what to expect.
They have big potential either to be great or boring, and it all depends on the results, probably, because there is hope. The new head coach, Francesco Tabellini, is very interesting one. I mean, his game style reminds of Thomas Isolo. Also fast tempo, lots of effort, fun to watch, can be very tough matchup for any of those EuroLeague teams. But who knows if it translates into results and victories? Because if they do lose, they're not going to be very fun to watch. So neutral is our pick.
Yeah, and also because Nadir Hif is still on that team, he's always going to be fun to watch. So they're definitely not boring because of that. Next up, we got Panathinaikos Athens, a team that probably had a disappointing year last year, but kind of kept their core, kept most of their guys, and added TJ Shorts, which would suggest more excitement for this team. How do you feel about
that? It's must-watch material. They have everything. Individual stars and superstars. Ergin Ataman is a content material. Their fans, every time they play in Oaxaca, I'm about to tune in first of all, just because of the atmosphere. Then I check all the other criteria, who are playing against, if it's a tight matchup or not. But in my eyes, they check all the boxes.
For me, they were must-watch last year, and this year with TJ Shorts in the game, with Vasilis Toliopoulos, who's a very nice guy to watch, shooting those three-pointers off the bench, which I expect him to do in this Panathinaikos as well. And Rashawn Holmes, 3 additions to already an exciting squad. I think must-watch is the only option here. Next,
he's the first guy who's anticipating the upcoming Panathinaikos season for Vasilis Toliopoulos as well.
Yeah,
I'm real surprised.
Why?
I like the guy, really. I like the guy, but I
never
all the
heard
anybody being hyped about the team for Toliopoulos.
I watched some of the preseason stuff, the highlights and all that.
He was performing.
I can't say that.
Rogovopoulos.
He's the guy. Also is exciting to watch, because he can just step back, three-pointer in your face. It'll be interesting to see how much of a role he'll have. Next, we have Crvena Zvezda Belgrade. Also many new changes in this team. Obviously, headliners probably are Chima Moneke, Devonte Graham, another one. They kept the Cody Miller-McIntyre.
Ojale as well.
Ojale is also in the team now.
They have 3 teams on their roster, so there's a lot of reasons to be excited. They have this atmosphere criteria check as well.
Yeah.
My problem with them is that there's always a lot of discussions about them, a lot of talk in the town. But in the end of the day, when was the last time they made the playoffs?
Ever?
Yeah.
I don't think they have. in the
They
EuroLeague?
did with Radonjic, I think, and it happened like in 2017, 16.
Old format or
probably,
new? Yeah, I don't remember actually. So they'll be exciting, like you said, for the home factor. They'll be exciting because they added one of the most exciting guys to watch in Chima Moneke.
Oh yeah,
so energy-wise, they'll be exciting.
Himself, actually.
Yeah. I'm also excited to see Graham's debut in the EuroLeague because I think he might be a very great scorer for and change his direction of his career. So I'm excited. I just don't know what to expect. So is it a must-watch? I don't know, but it's between great and good for me. What do you feel?
Because of a lot of individual talents. A lot of interesting players like Moneke, and the atmosphere thing makes them great, I think.
Let's put them at the great excitement level. What's next? Oh, very fitting, of course. The other side of Belgrade, the black and white side, Partizan Belgrade. Again, a few additions that really added to the solid core they had. Jabari Parker being probably the headliner. Shake Milton is the other one. I've seen also some of the highlights from the Yiannakopoulos tournament in Australia. Parker is looking great in a Partizan jersey. The way he's playing, I mean, maybe it fits him too, but the way he's playing, I see the chemistry between the guys. I think he'll have a great season there. Kerlick Jones is gonna have his second year now, not his rookie debut year. So although they have some concerns about the front line, and maybe they'll solve that with the additional signings, I'm excited for what's to come out of this group, especially, like I said, from Jabari Parker. I'm most excited about.
To me, it's between great and must watch, and I think that what makes the difference with Red Star is that actually they made the playoffs, and they were basically one stupid conflict away from making the Final Four, and this is when I don't have
a clear... But brother, yesterday is yesterday. What are we talking about? We're talking about today.
We all have this weird thing when we remember one big moment of somebody and we kind of keep them according to that standard. And then there's this, interesting memory that brings some interesting feelings about the greatness of the aura of that team. And that's particular season had that aura that made Partizan to me a really must-watch material because also of Željko Obradović. I mean, that's the advantage they have against Red Star.
Also remember that
watchability.
That core had been playing that season you're talking about. That core had been playing together from the Euro Cup days, and then they got into this. When they got into almost the Final Four. Now we'll see the second year of this group because remember the whole rearrangement of the roster last year. This was a totally new group of guys. That's why I'm also excited to see what's going to happen in the second year for Partizan.
But okay, to me it's great.
I
Because
think
they were also not delivering, actually.
So they're inconsistent, at least last season. So let's put them in great. Next one is Milano, who also made a lot of changes and additions, let's say. Lorenzo Brown, Vlatko Čančar from the NBA, Marko Guduric from the champions Fenerbahce, Brian Dunstan, Devin Booker, a couple of more of the additions, and who else? Quinn Ellis. And Flacadori, I'm not sure if he wasn't a part of the team already. I'm not going to be lying to you. I'm never really excited about Milano. As long as Coach Ettore Messina is on the wheel, from what I've seen in the last 3-4 years, their offense always looks horrible. And you can say whatever you want. They had the best talent, most talented players. They had Nikola Mirotic. They had all the names. They had one of the biggest budgets. I don't know. It's just not clicking. Maybe it's time for a change in the coaching department. Coach Ettore can tell me I'm a stupid idiot who doesn't understand basketball, but you just look at the basketball they're playing. A lot of isolation, a lot of lack of an idea. I don't know, what's the problem? Because I'm not qualified to tell you, but I can tell you from the eye test, it doesn't look good. And it's not winning, at least from what we've seen. So
I hear you saying it's boring.
Yeah, for me, it's a boring. Even whatever they're going to add, for me, it's boring.
They're the ones who were really disappointed for years based on all of these criteria, right? To me, I'm finding myself, in this situation where now it finally should be different here, because I think that Zach Lidey is going to be all EuroLeague player this season. He was in amazing shape last year. He kept working on his individual shape for this season as well, and I think that he has more talent around him. He will have a bigger role. I really like Lorenzo Brown as the player and as a personality. Hopefully he will bounce back after this Panathinaikos year. Latko Chanchar, I'm the driver of his hype wagon.
Yeah.
So I'm going for neutral. Okay. Sorry, but I'm going for neutral.
Fine. So let's put them at neutral. Maybe we'll find a bit more boring.
I hope they're gonna be more recognizable than this miserable logo on our black screen where you can hardly see their logo actually, but hopefully it should be the year.
I rather have low expectations and they can break them in front of my face than say that
expectations cannot go lower. I think after all those years, so it's impossible to expect something less.
Next up, Virtus Bologna, a team that didn't seem like they're gonna survive, or at some points we thought maybe they'll be out of the EuroLeague because there were some talks, right? But they're back. They've got Carson Edwards, that's one of the additions. Vildoza is there. Niang, our discovery of the Eurobasket.
Our guy from Lithuania, Alan Smilagic.
Lithuanian-Serbian guy, Alan Smilagic. Nice additions, not gonna lie.
Younger team.
That's what
makes them look sexier.
Yeah, and potentially more shooting with Edwards there, Vildoza there. That's what they were missing. Smilagic also shooting instead of Tornike Shengelia, who's not known for stretching the floor very well.
I like those young guys. Niang, Diouf.
A couple of new names that we don't know, I'm sure.
It's a very risky bet in terms of how far they can go, but at least for the start of the season, I'm like, okay, if it's this night off where I don't have much to do, I will give them an opportunity to convince me that they're fun to watch.
But are you? But then what teams are we gonna put at the boring spot?
There are a couple of teams.
But we're not going above neutral, correct?
No. It's neutral.
Okay,
it's completely
neutral. Just neutral.
We're talking about 5 first rounds for them to convince that they're actually good material on Friday night.
That's fine with me. Next up, Fenerbahce, the defending champions. For me, I don't care what you're going to say. For me, that's a must-watch team because of the fact they are the defending champions, because of the fact they had changes. They had
NBA material.
Big additions from the NBA. Talon Horton-Tucker, Brandon Boston. Who else is from the NBA that...
Armando Bacot.
Yeah.
Mika Jantunen.
Mika Jantunen from Paris. I mean, a lot of additions.
How are they going to survive Nigel Hayes-Davis?
Nigel Hayes-Davis is out. You're the defending champions also. That's another thing. That's like psychological pressure or not pressure. I'm not sure, but that's interesting.
I mean, for us, it's...
Yeah. Scottie Wilbekin is going to be healthy.
Yeah.
Hopefully, right?
Wade Baldwin, hopefully he won't have those injuries that kind of... ruined his start of the season. To me, it's must watch.
Must watch, and I don't really have many arguments against it. I think.
Okay, sometimes Fenerbahce's game is a suffering, right?
Right.
And from must watch, it can quickly go to not boring, but like painful.
Yeah.
We should put this one as well. Painful between neutral and boring. So sometimes it's gonna be painful, but most of those nights should be must watch material for sure.
Okay, what's next?
Maccabi.
Maybe you go first.
Personal-wise, Lonnie Walker, one of their new additions, Jeff Doughton, another interesting guard coming there. A lot of new guys on that team. After a disappointing and a tough season due to circumstances that put them in that situation. But personal-wise, I like their roster. I mean, to me, Lonnie Walker is fun to watch. If I'm not watching that team every week, we had some tough nights in Kaunas last season, right? But I like Doughton as well. I like O'Shea Brissett. So, I mean, they have a lot of new interesting players, and that comes from their new GM, Claudio Coldabella, who was always known for getting those NBA environment players on his team. They should be a high-scoring team. It's Adet Katash's team. So, to me, they would be great or good, but when you put the game in an empty gym, I mean, it's something between neutral and boring. Sorry,
I was
really.
waiting for
this whole gym thing. probably it's just because of COVID. We don't want to get back to those COVID vibes, and that's what you get when you see Maccabi and now Hapoel's games.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you completely. All the excitement for the players just gets washed away by the empty gym. So I am willing to put them at boring because of that.
Put them at boring then.
Let's put them at boring.
That's fine. Sorry guys, it's not because of you, but you're playing in an empty gym.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
And what do you think about Hapoel? Because here's the thing. I know they'll be playing in a different gym. They'll be playing in Bulgaria. They're not going to be playing in Belgrade. And, it's the same sort of argument you could have. But there's a little bit of more excitement for this team just because of their ambitions and the signings that they have, at least from my side. Because, first of all, we get to see Vasilij Micic back.
True.
Full season. Let's hope
a lot of speculations around his status.
Yeah, we'll see how well he gets into shape. When he actually gets the playing time.
If he's worth $6 million.
Yeah, all these questions.
A lot of question marks. Big question marks.
Yep. Also, it's a new team in the league.
Itudis is back.
Itudis is back in the league.
A lot of new players.
Elijah Bryant. Who else?
Dan Aturu, Antonio Blackney.
Yeah.
A lot of great players actually. So a lot of talent.
So for me,
a lot of ambitions. Their owner is always throwing some bold statements.
Yeah.
So he's, let's say, behind the court condition that makes them interesting to follow. But again, they're playing in Bulgaria.
I know, but
if they're playing in Oaxaca or Belgrade or in any other bigger gym, mainly just like Maccabi, they're fun to watch.
But for me, it's just because there's so many unanswered questions. That's why I would put them at neutral. I know the gym thing puts them down a lot, but I don't know. We can, just for the sake of having both Israeli teams at the bottom, we could do that. But like I said, there's just so many.
So you you prefer Hapoel more?
I would watch Hapoel's games more than I would watch Maccabi games, and I would say it fits in that shelf.
I just have second thoughts about Maccabi in a boring tier list, because if Maccabi is actually playing away, to me they're fun to watch. So I cannot put them in boring. For instance, I can hardly imagine myself watching Asvel playing either home or away. So to me it's a boring, clearly boring team. With Maccabi, I cannot be that harsh. Please, can we do a change? Can we all agree on that Maccabi is neutral and Hapoel is good?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Is that fair?
Yeah, we could do that. Because like I said, so many questions that I want to be answered, and maybe they'll be answered quickly, and we'll see that Vasa is not in shape or he's in shape. Who cares? But all of this, how is this core? How is Itudis gonna manage these guys? I'm excited to see, because this team won the Euro Cup, so it'll be interesting. Next up is Monaco, with the biggest probably transaction, with the biggest name moving from one team to the other. Nikola Mirotic joining this Monaco team at the 4, probably strengthening their weakest, let's say, weakest spot on the court, the 4 position.
I liked how Blasingame and Diallo played together, covering those forward positions in the last season specifically. So I wouldn't call that spot weak, but let's say consistent shooting from the 4 position was their, let's say, vendetta. They couldn't find a guy to fill that role. Yeah. And of course, he adds star material in terms of scoring from that position. I love Daniel Tice,
and this
Mike
is
James,
the finalist team of last year. Let's not forget Monaco.
So what makes them not a must-watch material then? Their home court? If
probably
Monaco's playing at home, I'm like,
that plus, I mean, actually, I don't know if they're not must-watch.
They're must-watch?
For me, they are. Because they're going to play the exciting basketball. You're going to see, of course, it depends what your preference for basketball is, whether you like that kind of a style they play. But with Spanoulis, I'm always excited to see what he's going to do with this team. So I would put them in a must-watch category.
Let's agree. To me, I'm more about great, but if you say must-watch, that means we go for a higher one.
Yeah. What do you mean? Sorry.
You know, when we do calculations, if it's above 0.5,
we round up, not down.
We round up to 1.
That's
so
fine.
let's be fair.
Okay, the only team that you said we don't support any teams, of course, I will have some feelings for Žalgiris.
It's a Lithuanian team.
Come on.
But it's not like we're biased and we're blind. We don't see anything around. Žalgiris is the best. They're going to make the Final Four. No, we're rational.
Yeah, so with Žalgiris, this is a change in terms of, let's say, coaching is probably the biggest change. A couple of additions too, and those additions, who knows what preceded what really? Where the player signed first? Was the coach signed? Was the coach envisioned in the position first? I'm not sure. Maybe you remember the way it went. But anyways, we got Nigel Williams-Goss joining. We got Modolo. We got Moses Wright.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of excitement in those three names alone. And like I said, the new coach, more of a Shara system guy.
No more exciting headlines on those pre-game or post-game interviews, but maybe he gonna produce in terms of getting more wins and making them more relevant in the entire EuroLeague picture. Yeah. And from the game standpoint, I mean, Moses Wright to me is a highlight material. Thanks to Brian Dunstan for dunking the ball a few times last season that I can clearly remember, but Moses Wright in big minutes is a highlight material.
Yeah. So is Francisco and
Goss
his game.
will add some IQ to the game. Ball movement,
stability,
that they needed.
Yeah. Because like I just said, the highlight material, Francisco is highlight material, but there's lack of a stability, and that's what Goss brings.
Law coming off the bench is
Law
also
with his handles, with his shooting.
Material.
Yeah, I
agree.
have
a great fan base. The atmosphere playing at home is electric. Yeah. So to me, it's between good and great, to be honest with you.
I would go great. Biased pick, but I don't care.
We're biased. Let's go with great.
No,
why not?
Honestly, like Žalgiris is exciting. They might, finish 14th or 15th in the season. Who knows? Yeah. But I don't care. They'll be exciting to watch, at least for the first half of the season.
At least for the Lithuanians. BC Dubai.
Well.
Dubai basketball.
It's really hard to say what they're going to be when we haven't seen a single home game of theirs. At least I haven't personally. I don't know if you watched them play in EuroLeague or them
I'll be honest. I watched a few quarters of all EuroLeague teams in this preseason because it was impossible to watch anything basically.
Yeah. So what's your impression of this Janan Musa-led team?
I don't know. They kind of have personalities and players. They have Petrushev, Bertans, Musa, Dwayne Bacon. But at the same time, I'm really not sure. To me, it's between good and neutral. I'm not that hyped about the team.
From the roster standpoint, like you mentioned those exciting names already.
For instance, if Hapoel was playing at home,
yeah,
Wise would be crazy with their fan base. Dubai playing at home doesn't make actually huge difference. It's going to be interesting to see this Coca-Cola Arena, but like it's not going to differ much from Paris Arena or something.
For me, it's interesting how this new collection of guys. There's a lot of new signings in this team, and I'm just interested how that's gonna click and how they're gonna perform in the EuroLeague. But I'm not that interested. Like generally, Dubai and basketball, two words that don't really, in my mind, go together that much. So
maybe this interesting part is how teams are going to handle those trips. Are they going to complain about, I don't know, sand or whatever? I'm not sure what people are complaining about in Dubai, but
not much. It's a nice place to live if you have the money. But I mean, it's a whatever for me. So I don't know. You want to put it at neutral or boring? I won't care that much, really.
Neutral.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they have
there's talent. Yeah.
Potential. They're newcomers. So let's give them a shot.
That is true.
FS.
Anadolu FS.
By the way, I love their jersey. With those
the new
stripes.
jersey. Yeah.
Looks really cool. I think it's the best ever.
Little update to the logo, maybe a 50-year anniversary or something.
True.
Also nice.
Little update on their roster as well, right?
Yeah. Coaching as well.
Jordan Loidinsky. Yeah. Starting with Igor Kokoshkov.
Yep.
Then Cordinier. Kai Jones.
You're excited about him?
Top 10 EuroLeague newcomers. Kai Jones is on the list for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's a solid addition to what they already had. They were up and down last season. They had some stretches where they looked like, this team can actually do something. Maybe even go to the Final Four in some stretches, the way they played, right? We've seen Shane Larkin perform with the Turkish national team. So Shakmuz Hazer also, like the two Turkish
Can Osmani is the new...
Yeah. Osmani, like there's some excitement from the locals. There's excitement with the new names. I'm excited. They have a good crowd. I'm not as excited as I am about Fenerbahce.
No, there's no way. I'm between great and good.
I would put one team in the good category here, and that would be Anadolu Efes.
They're good.
Yeah,
they're good. To me, they're good.
Yeah. I'm quite excited, but not like I said, like not Fener level. Real Madrid. Let me think of what jumps out the gate.
You know why they're good? Because they lack of this kind of identity. I was not sure what this team was about in the last couple of years. When it was Ataman's team, you knew that confidence, star level. You were like watching champions. And now this team kind of lost identity. They're trying to
keeps
find
changing
themselves
the coaches,
back.
blah blah blah.
Yeah. So maybe this new logo, new jersey, new players, new roster, going to shape into something that will put them in great or must watch.
Okay, Real Madrid. It's a changing of, let's say, generations in this team. Already retired players. Probably
not changing much.
Not really changing much. Sergio Llull is still gonna play.
He's still there. He's still going to decide some games.
Yeah, Tavares is still there. Hazonia is still there. The core guys are there.
Campazzo is there.
Campazzo is there, of course. Yeah,
he makes them fun to watch.
Dak as well. Actually, it's interesting. Are these additions better than last year's additions? Because last year they added some guys that didn't really fit in that well. This year they got Maledon. Last year it was like Xavier Ratton-Mays as their main guard that they added. Yeah. This year it's Maledon, who had a great season for Asvel. But it was for Asvel. Will it translate?
It was a different
EuroBasket, the story was different.
Chuma Okeke and Trey Lyles, their biggest signings coming off the NBA.
I'm excited about Lyles because he's very, very skilled. He's more like an unoffensive guy, and I like guys who are skilled on the offense. So
to me, they're one top star level scorer away from being great. And to me, they're kind of so got used to them being great and good that they kind of even became a bit boring, right? And at least before, they were always consistent and they were supreme. The last couple of years, they were like sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit. And it's not like they have a lot of vibes watching their games. Last year, I didn't like the body language a lot. So
now they got a new
hard
coach.
To watch.
New coach, maybe new
coach.
system.
Sergio Scariolo,
yeah.
But still, to me, they're good.
I was gonna say good anyways. Yeah. Okay. Next up, Barcelona. I'm never excited about Barcelona for some reason. I don't know what it is.
KP made them exciting. Kevin Punter made them more exciting to watch. Justin Anderson was interesting.
For me, Jabari Parker was very exciting. Yeah.
They made them quite fun to watch.
Now you get Shengelia and Clyburn as probably the biggest names joining this team.
Yeah.
Shengelia is okay. He had a great 2-week stretch with Georgian team, right? But that's a 2-week stretch. He's a
great guy. I love. He's playing from his soul.
Yeah, that's fine. But we're talking about a consistent 10-month season. We've seen that
he's going to be consistently solid.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but it's still not like the Tornike Shengelia of back in the day and like CSKA days where he was dominant. Same with Will Clyburn. Really, he hasn't really been the same Will Clyburn that was peak again in Moscow ever since he went to FSO and then Virtus.
They're not boring for sure. Are they good to watch? They have to prove that probably.
To me, they're in the same shelf with Real Madrid, but
I have a problem with them playing this Palau Blaugrana. I love the vibes, but then you think about it, like when you really think about it, they're playing in this modern EuroLeague. And as a Lithuanian, as a biased Lithuanian, I remember those 2000s where Žalgiris was always pressured to play in a bigger gym.
Yeah.
Because if that's not going to happen, you're going to be thrown out of the competition because of not meeting some criteria. And in the heart of the EuroLeague, which is in Barcelona, we have Barcelona team playing in Palau Blaugrana. But then speaking of arena requirements and how high the bar was set for the standard of the EuroLeague teams, I mean, it's quite disappointing.
But then you gotta say the same about Monaco.
That's true, but at least they joined the league as Euro Cup champions, and they stayed because of their achievements on the court.
And I'm hoping they are doing something about the arena.
Yeah, they're trying to find some space in Monaco and their land to build a new arena.
So what are we doing with Barcelona? I'd still put them at good just because of the talent level. They're going to be in the top 10 probably with this roster. Well,
we'll see. To me, they're neutral, but if you're saying they're good, let's put them in this good.
To put them there. Next is Bayern Munich. Lost one of their exciting players in Carson Edwards, but added a few more.
And they lost Shabazz Napier, Nick Weiler-Babb, Devin Booker. They lost a lot of excitement.
They added Rokas Jokubaitis, who was great at Maccabi, had a great Eurobasket, but is injured for the whole season. Kamar Baldwin, who had his rookie year with Baskonia, on and off performances.
Both for Georgia as well.
Same with Georgia. Wenyan Gabriel is an exciting center to have for sure. Energy.
Xavier Rattan-Mace.
Rattan-Mace might have a better year this time.
We might see the full potential of him because he's playing under the coach who can maximize his potential, Gordon Herbert. So Gordon Herbert, to me, is the condition what can make them from neutral to good to watch. And in case things go south, from neutral to boring.
So you're saying neutral. I was going to say boring because of, the fact that Rokas is not there for this season. And that was my main intrigue about this team. And I'm not really
going to sound bad, but it feels like they made this roster from leftovers. Let's be honest. Xavier Rattan-Mace, Wenyan Gabriel, Isaiah Mike. I mean... Isaiah Mike, all those guys were kind of cut by their teams at some point. Or, Gabriel was not extended, but still, they were not too good to stay somewhere. And Bayern was patient in the markets, and they waited for their prices to drop, and they got them. And I hope that, again, Gordon Herbert will increase their stock, will make them relevant in the EuroLeague picture. And that's why I don't underestimate them as a team and their upside.
Yeah, but that feeling I had last year about Maccabi, but that's the potential that they might have. But in reality, when you look at it, I think they're not gonna perform that well. But these teams have nothing to lose. Maybe they'll prove us wrong. I would put them at boring until they start.
To me, they're neutral because they're going to play quite fun basketball. I think high tempo basketball, a lot of scoring, a lot of shots like last season. So
let's put them at neutral, and then they'll swing one way or the other at some point.
Asvel Villeurbanne.
Yeah, you can't even see their logo, probably because you won't see their games next season, or you won't choose actively to do so, Donatas.
I'll be honest. I mean, I don't see many reasons why we should be very excited about their season. I have this weird Alba Berlin vibes, where at some point they started acting as if they were like, we're not sure we're going to stay in the EuroLeague, so we're not investing that much. We cannot exceed our financial capabilities, but it's not like we're pushing to the edge to find some ways to improve. We're not trying to find some interesting, risky moves, how to be great. So I'm really not excited.
I don't understand what this team is about. What is this team about? Like a couple of veteran names you see on there. A couple of
Nand De Colo.
Yeah.
Edwin
Jackson, David Lighty, the guys that you're used to. And then a bunch of new guys that honestly to me are no names, a lot of them. Some young guys, I assume, that I haven't seen play yet in the EuroLeague.
But that's the thing. I don't see an identity. I don't see potential of winning something. And I don't know. I like the head coach, Pierrick Popé. He's a great head coach, but I think that with this level of talent, he might not reach nothing exceptional to make them exciting to watch. Last year, they did an amazing job. I didn't expect them to be that competitive.
Yeah.
At least they were competitive.
I still watched maybe one game of theirs, so
I mean, that kind of
and they had Maledon performing crazily good, and this year. We'll see, maybe someone, becomes that Maledon type of player.
So, Asvel, boring?
Boring,
Baskonia? Boring to me as well. Sorry.
I was going to say...
Sorry, guys.
I was going to say, how convenient. We get 2 teams in a row. How is that for you? Like, why do you...
They made this rebuild, I would say. So, Moneke left. I think a few more. Kamar Baldwin left.
Yeah.
Dante Hall left.
Yeah.
Those guys were under contracts, by the way. A lot of players left, and I thought that, okay, they're making a rebuild. They're building a new identity. But at least the replacements will kind of match the upside, the level of those who left. But watching this roster, okay, Marquise Noel is a newest signing. Hamidou Diallo should be a scoring machine probably. Clement Frisch, Rodion Skuruc, Mamadi Diakite, Chamonix State.
Yeah.
But this really got even better, right?
Yeah. So you look at the other teams and you just see, that this team is not going to be performing as well as they were last year, for example. I think last year they were much better.
3 years ago, I loved to watch them because it was this fast tempo team with some individual talent, interesting players, standouts like Marcus Howard, Chimo Moneke, Cody Miller-McIntyre, some other role players who were hustlers and stuff like that. But last year, I mean, the body language, the level of basketball, we saw 12 individuals, not a team. And now...
It'll be just interesting to see if Duško Ivanović comes back to coach this team at some point in the season, if he gets fired from Virtus.
Best of luck to Paulo Galbiati, the rookie head coach. Is going to be a tough challenge.
What about the return of Valencia Basket? Are you excited about them? Because I'm definitely above the boring category with them. I feel like they have a very nice, let's say, fan base. I like their vibes inside the arena.
CB vibes are different.
Yeah.
All these songs and stuff.
Core.
Instruments being used.
Yeah. I like their core, that they have the similar core. They added a few guys. I can't find their roster at the moment, but maybe you have some thoughts before.
So Darius Thompson, Omari Moore, Cam Taylor, Neil Sacco.
Yeah, Sacco.
I love guys like Matt Costello, Nate Sestina, John Montero, by the way, is a guy to watch. So
I'm going for neutral because, like I said, a bit more excitement. I expect them a bit more from them than I do from Baskonia. I'd put them at neutral. Although now looking at it, do they belong more in that category or this category? I'm not sure.
Between neutral and good, you mean?
Yeah, between neutral and boring.
Nah, they're neutral. I just have this feeling of I respect Valencia.
Yeah. Okay.
For some reason, I respect.
Same. Respect. Yeah. Lastly, Olympiacos. This is, in my opinion, we're looking at the last Final Four teams. I think we must put one more in there, no?
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean... And I'm, if I had to predict, which we'll do later, we'll predict the Final Four. If I had to predict this year's Final Four, maybe that is the one, let's just put them in the must-watch, first of all, right?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah. They check all the boxes, right?
They do check all the boxes. They have the same core. Coach stayed. All of the the good things about Olympiacos is still there. They're building on what they already built last year with Evan Fournier's addition.
Unique basketball, just in general.
Yep.
A concept of basketball that they play.
Donta Hall, to watch. Excitement. Guaranteed. Someone to replace, let's say Moses Wright has that, second or third big. I'm not sure, what the rotations are going to be. They got guys probably to play.
Tyson Ward. They got Tyson Ward.
Tyson Ward is another great addition.
And Keenan Evans.
That's the number one exciting thing about them.
Exactly.
Just depending on how healthy he's going to be.
First of all, he's our guy. And even this question mark, how healthy he's going to be, makes
it's interesting,
exciting to follow.
Yeah,
because that depends a lot on how successful they can be the next season. So to
they're
me,
very
they're
stacked.
material.
Everything's there. Checks all the boxes.
How do you feel about this tier list?
I'm good.
Pretty fair.
I would put maybe Bayern in the boring for me personally, but otherwise I'm all right. And maybe, I don't know, Barcelona, if I actually would honestly watch their games that much, at least from what I've seen before. Now maybe they'll play a different kind of basketball. I don't know.
Barca to me would be neutral. I think that they were more fun to watch last season, to be honest.
So could we just then slide them down?
Mr. Martinez?
Yeah. That to me is now better, I would say. And Žalgiris might be biased, but that's how we feel. This is our podcast. We get to do what we want with this.
We forgot one thing to put in this must-watch category.
Yeah?
BasketNews EuroLeague Fantasy.
Oh, yes. Well, must play then. must play category.
Must play
because
category.
if you want to make your experience watching these EuroLeague basketball games much more fun, much more exciting, want to get the blood pumping through your veins and really angry at some players and happy about the others, you create your own team at the EuroLeague fantasy.basketnews.com on the EuroLeague fantasy that we have, and you get to do it on the classic mode where you just use a 10 million budget where you can select a team of 10 players, or you can do a draft league with your friends where
draft thing is a must play.
I like draft more because
get
then
5, 6 or 7 buddies and play that league for the entire season.
12 is the best
12
number. Yeah, 12 is the best, like the most competitive, because there's 20 teams now, so you get more bigger player pool. But otherwise, even a 10 or 8 player pool is a good thing to have to play with your friends. It just makes it so much more exciting because you're not just following teams. Like I know a lot of you guys just like one team and you just root for that team. But imagine you get to pick players from different teams, and then you see them, perform or not perform. You follow them. You get close to them, really, or you really hate them.
Yeah.
So,
but those who play classic mode, they can actually win some huge prizes. 3,000 euro for the first place. That's ridiculous. You have to join Beyond Plus community for that to be able to win those prizes on basketnews.com/plus. But still, that's another motivation to join our fantasy.
For sure. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We'll be following the EuroLeague and reacting to the games like we did in the Eurobasket. Put notification bell on so you don't miss on any of our future videos.